Hi, I'm Ali Meehan, and I'm really excited to be sharing this next interview with you. The lady I'm talking to is Anu Nadimpalli. She's a creative entrepreneur, as she calls herself, and she's actually created something that I think is really unusual. And as we all face having to market ourselves in different ways because all of the social media platforms change all the time and what people see before they don't see any longer. I think she's got something rather special to share with us. Welcome back, and I'm really excited to have Anu here. Hi, Anu.
Hi, Ali. How are you?
Good.
Lovely to see you.
Good to see you too. So please introduce yourself.
My name is Anu Nadimpalli. I'm an artist, poet, author, creative entrepreneur, and I am the founder and CEO of a company named 3AM Inspirations. I pride myself in uplifting solopreneurs and wellness professionals by infusing art as a captivating expression of their brand. I strongly believe in its transformational power. And to date, I'm proud and humbled to say that as a company, we have had more than 5 years of successful entrepreneurial stories using social media marketing, digital products, physical products, sustainable fashion, and much more, and all with art as a medium.
Amazing. Well, I'm excited to hear a bit more about that. First of all, tell us more about your move to Spain. Was it something that you'd planned for a long time, or did you just decide to make the move over?
So it was half and half, I should say, because we were living in San Diego, California for about 15 years before this. And my husband, he's an engineer. He's an employee of a company. So he used to come here. And at that time, I was a full-time architect. I was doing architecture and I have a master's in architecture, and I knew everything about Barcelona, and I used to feel very, jealous or whatever, it's like, why are you going to Barcelona? I'm supposed to be there. It's an architectural paradise. It's an artistic paradise. And so then we said, okay, let's just go for a vacation. So we came here, and we actually stayed here for 3 weeks, and I took a long vacation and saw pretty much everything because I knew, what was in Barcelona. And then since then, and this was in 2006, since then we said, hey, why can't we just move here, And so it took another 5 years to 2011. We planned it, and we said, yeah, let's come here. And we have not regretted a moment since. I live in Barcelona, Spain. So yeah, it's a gorgeous place. Come visit, everyone.
So you alluded to just now that you're a creative entrepreneur, which I love because you've taken your creativity and you've made it into a business and not just a normal type of business. So you've created a fantastic way, a new way, I've not heard of it done like this before, of creating content for businesses. Can you tell us more about what you've done and why you did it?
Yes, so it didn't come all of a sudden or anything. It actually came with a lot of years of just studying and things like that. And so what happened was 2012, I think, something like that. I took up a mentor, an entrepreneurship mentor, because until then I did have a few businesses where I was doing art, was just creating art for people, but not making any money because, everybody's heard about this, right? Starving artists, and you get that in your head, and you say, oh, okay, we're not supposed to be making any money. Then I said, no, I want to just turn this on its head. And so I feel like I had the best mentor. I want to shout out to her. Her name is Monique Bloxell. Anyone looking for a entrepreneurship mentor? So she changed my life because, again, like I said, I was starting from ground zero as an artist, and I said, I want to be an entrepreneur. And what that opened up was that all of a sudden I said, why can't we? I'm a creative. I've been a creative ever since I was born. So why can't we make that? Why can't we create marketing too? Create ways of doing different types of marketing. And for me, art is very close to my heart. And so I said, I wouldn't feel happy doing anything else. You see, so that's where it started. And so it's just, talking to people and, just saying, okay, I'm an artist, you're a coach, you're a health coach. And so that's how it started, seriously. The social media part, so we said, okay, she was looking to get her, she's a cancer coach, get her company up and running as a cancer coach. And I said, I want to be an artist. So I said, why don't we just see if we can, do something together? And so whatever you're doing, I said, why can't I create that through art? And we started that as with 1 month, and she was paying me. And she said, yeah, hey, you're doing all this artwork, let's do it. So I was complementing her value and her message and her brand into a different way of looking, not only just looking at it, but reaching our clients. I'm a constant learner. I just can't. I'm a sponge in that way. I just like, so, oh, this is working, let's make it better. Because I get bored very fast. So this is what we did. So in the last 1 year, before COVID struck, we just kept developing that concept. And that concept, what I call, is not just regular content marketing, but it's extraordinary content marketing, because this is what I like to do. I like to bring out the extraordinary in people. So for me, health is, health coaches and health well-being, wellness experts are close to my heart, because I have had a past of struggling, with doctors and, with medicines, and many years of chronic pain. So for me, I naturally just gravitated towards that. And solopreneurs, just so, we want to, make sure that they get, they get the right clientele. And so that's what started happening. So where my niche is extraordinary content, and that's an additional thing that we provide, apart from regular content marketing. And so that has become one of the primary features in our, yes, that's that, so I call it creative marketing. That's what I do. I do creative marketing.
Can you, for the people that haven't seen what you create, can you in a nutshell say what it looks like? Because this is obviously going to be a podcast. On the video for the YouTube, I can actually show some images, but for the podcast, can you explain a bit more what it looks like and how it develops?
So I'll create a picture for you. So basically, the social media part, it's now, let's say you're talking about you are a solopreneur, you are a coach or a mentor, or psychotherapist or neuroscientist, or somebody who has a lot of value that you want to provide. So what we do is we will, if you provide all of that, you're a neuroscientist, okay? And if you send me everything at once, and it'll just fall off like a waterfall, and it'll just disperse. And your target client, your dream client, will not even see it, because it's just gone. But we co-create a strategy where we are creating golden nuggets out of your own value. your own messages and your brand. And so we create golden, and each of those golden nuggets, we send it out in the form of social media marketing, content marketing. And what happens with that is that one content, which I'm calling extraordinary content, becomes value and becomes an educational point, or an what is the word, a healing point. You're addressing your direct clientele's pain point. So now you're talking about imposter syndrome, and we have some artwork, but then we have a few words. So I call it art word, not artwork, it's art word. So what happens is then directly, just with that one piece of content, people get it. You see? So now you're talking about imposter syndrome. The picture is expressing that imposter syndrome. Those 4 words are addressing your pain point. Now what happens is you'll say, yeah, that's me. And what do? You don't like to be in that position. You want help. So then you'll go to the person who's giving that value. That is that solopreneur. That's my client. You see? So that's how it works. Just it's that golden nuggets. When we have identified those golden nuggets, each of those golden nuggets, we send it out as this one content every week, or on a consistent basis. So that's how it's very powerful, because you're not just putting stuff out there. You're talking directly to your dream client, who has that pain. You're directly to their pain point.
Yeah, I have seen some of your work, and it's extraordinary. The words that you've chosen, the art words, not the artwork, but the art words, as well as the artwork that you have put into it, to see them together and see how that does create emotion within you. It's extraordinary.
Thank you so much.
You have a business called 3 a.m. Inspiration. What's been your latest 3 a.m. inspiration?
My latest 3 a.m. inspiration. So what I joke is, and again, there's this little story why it's called 3 a.m. inspirations. I mean, it's pretty bold. The joke, what started as a joke is, I keep saying I get 3 a.m. inspirations. I keep saying that. And that's because it's true. I mean, for the past 20-25 years, even while I was doing my previous career, I used to get these 3 a.m. inspirations. And I never used to bother, but then slowly I started paying attention. And so now, what is my latest 3 a.m. inspiration? Thank you for asking. So it's basically, we're focusing on the scarves, and we're doing a project right now, and I would love all of you to be involved in this. We are doing a project where we want to create artistic fashion for women, inspiring women, kind of thing, women inspiring women. And so, yeah, we just started this program, and that's what I'm doing. Anybody, your mom, let's say you want to create something inspiring for your mom, and you want to tell her story, this is what we are doing. This is what our latest project is. We are creating inspiring fashion wear, because women, how we love to wrap ourselves in beautiful things. And for me, scarves are very close to my heart. And
I love that, because you can never have too many scarves, and they can
exactly. Exactly.
Did you have any business roadblocks along the way, and if so, how did you overcome them?
Absolutely, and many. How about that? Yes, I mean, there's always that, when you say artist, there's always that horrible word before that, right? Adjective before that, starving artist. And so you have to start off from there, from that. There's no such thing as starving for an artist. You just have, if you can be creative as an artist and do such incredible things, why can't you be creative in marketing also and market your, self, and and show the world what value you have. So all those things I had to learn. So those are the tough lessons I had to learn more than anything. I mean, all the others really, I mean, it was okay. The point is that mindset, we had to, you have to get away from your own defeatist mindset.
Yeah, I think that's the toughest thing to fight is your mindset.
Yeah, seriously. And that was one thing. So by the time I decided to be an entrepreneur, I was already a professional photographer. And before that, I was already I have a master's in architecture with years of experience. So I think the architect in me was laying the foundation, and no pun intended, but literally it was laying the foundation, because you learn a lot of that, when you're doing your master's and things like that in architecture. You learn a lot about just organization, and then there's art, but then there's a lot of organizational skills. And I didn't realize how much I was learning that already. So that actually helped me tremendously. But then, of course, being an entrepreneur is a totally different ballgame.
Yeah.
And it was fun. I mean, again, it's still fun in the sense that, it's challenging, but you take it up as a great, something that's new.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You mentioned your mentor that you had, I don't know if you still work with her now, but you had, who helped you launch your business. Would you say she's your role model, or do you have other role models? And if so, who are they and why?
No, I don't have her anymore. I had her for a few years. She's a mentor she's an entrepreneurship mentor, and yes, she is one of my role models. And I do have some incredible, inspiring role models, I feel like, around the world, if you want to call that. My close friend, who's I learned leadership, from her. She's like my sister, more than 25-30 years. And just by her own example on how to be a leader, kind of, and how to be an inspiring leader. Do have a very strong spiritual streak in me, and that's been inculcated in me from my parents. My father is very spiritual, my mom, so I have that, I just created a scarf recently. I told you this is what I do. I call it my divine mother, so it's my inspiration. And
the other ladies who have got talents, who are very creative, what would be your one top tip that you would give them?
So again, this may sound like a cliche, but believe in yourself, but more than that, I'm going to say, don't listen to the naysayers. Just shut them out. Okay. So I'm going to quote one of my true saints. His name is Dr. Wayne Dyer. One trick he has, which I'm going to share it with you. He says, put a do not disturb sign, okay, to those who are going to, constantly tell you that, why are you doing this? Why are you wasting your time doing this when you could be making so much more money? I'm telling you, like I started off as an interior designer, and ever since 18 years old, I wanted to be an architect. And every single naysayer out there, they would go, why are you being an architect? You won't make any money. You continue as an interior designer. There's nothing wrong with being an interior designer, but I wanted to be an architect. Okay. And so I would just, I mean, it gets to you, you know? So that's why I'm telling you, just take that and put a big do not disturb sign and just show it to them mentally. You don't have to show it to them physically. You see, so those things are very important because we can be our worst enemy sometimes.
Yeah.
So that's why I would say yes, that do not disturb signs, make it now, and just go for it. Okay, this because you know, and then I'm going to quote him again. He says, "Don't die with your music still in you." Okay, so if you listen to all that garbage, you might end up, you know, doing that. So why bother?
Yeah.
Just listen to your heart and just completely trust it.
Yeah.
Okay, because my instincts have guided me through thick and thin. I'm telling you, even though I was completely trusting somebody, my instincts were constantly pulling me back. I never paid attention. And then, of course, until I did. You see, so listen to your instincts and put that do not disturb sign and live to your fullest, you know?
Yeah, no, I love that. That's a great tip because I think we lack courage in the ideas that we have anyway. So if somebody says that's not going to work, we just say, okay, you must be right. But why
Yes.
be right? So
I'll tell you one more thing, you know, again, all these things that, you know, we hear from all the noise, you know, that happens. I started painting at the age of 42. Okay, 42 I was when I started painting. Until then, I was, you know what I used to say? I'm deathly scared of brushes. I'm free just because I never used to, I was a photographer, I was an architect, I was a thing, but I was not an artist, I was not a painting. And look what used to come out of it. The colors and the joy that I kept hidden in there.
yeah.
And the moment it started coming out, I said, I'm not going to listen to anybody anymore now. This is life. And so, yes, I don't care if you're 85 years old or 25 or 45. If you felt in here, you know, in here that, you know, you wanted to do something, just start it.
Yeah.
Start now.
Yeah.
You know?
Fantastic advice. Do you have a book that you've read which made a difference to your life? And if so, why?
I just read one, again, by Dr. Wayne Dyer. Just finished one. It's called Wishes Fulfilled. So I feel like I'm in that stage of my life. So that's the kind of reading that I do. You know, like my husband, he'll say, you don't read. But it's not that I don't read. It's just that I read what I feel like, okay, I'm in this, I need this right now. So I go and I'll just scrounge out whatever books I can get out of for that part of my life kind of thing. So right now I feel like I guess I needed that because I was getting all sorts of messages, you know, about that, you know. So I said, yes, so that would be a wonderful book I would recommend for sure. It's called Wishes Fulfilled, but then he's got a lot more. And
yeah, no, they all help us learn as we move through our journey, don't they? And they
exactly.
yeah, they say
Exactly. And I'm missing a few, I'm sure. Oh, there's one more. See, I have another one right here. It's called It's Not Your Money.
okay.
It's Not Your Money, and I'll show you this one too. So these two are what I'm reading right now.
Okay.
Wishes Fulfilled and It's Not Your Money. Okay. It's Not Your Money by Tosha, Tosha, Tosha Silver.
Okay.
So it's really powerful.
Thank you for sharing those. What's your superpower?
Ah, man, I'm looking straight at my vision board right now. And I feel like my superpower is that art word that I keep saying. Because the funny thing is that while I was growing up, I was not a very verbal person. I actually had many years of communication problems, meaning that I used to be very timid in, before my 20s. And now I feel like that is my superpower, because I can, and I'm helping people out with it also, helping them grow. I'll come up with some incredible, few lines of poetry. Poetry is very powerful, because, again, and I'm creating mantras with my poetry. A mantra is basically like an affirmation. So that's what I'm doing. And so it's not only providing the power to my clients and my peers, but my family and all, but to me, it's helping me. It's helping me heal, or if I'm having a bad day, I just recite some of that 3 a.m. inspirations that have been coming to me. So that's my superpower, my 3 a.m. inspirations.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Thank you. What a lovely question.
What's something that you'll achieve before the end of this year?
I'm just letting things happen. So I do have a goal. Obviously, I do, whatever, my company needs clients and all those things. But then more than anything, I mean, so 2020, January, again, this was way before January 1st. January 1st week is my birthday. And so then I usually make a resolution, or whatever you want to call it. So I said, I let go. That's it. From this moment onwards, I let go. And that was my thing. And it worked very well. I mean, ironically, that was the COVID year. Nobody wouldn't have guessed that, but it actually worked. And since then, I've been making it a point whenever I get stressed out and I say, oh my God, will I make it, for this month, for the goals for this month or whatever, I let go. That's my goal, seriously. And that has released a lot of pressure for me also. But then my creativity, I want to make space for my creativity to flow. So I don't know if you're expecting such an answer, but seriously, that is my goal. I want to just keep that space open,
Yep.
So
It's a perfect answer, because it's your answer. So it's a perfect answer.
it's my answer. Seriously, it is. And I like it. I'm feeling more and more comfortable. It's been 3 years now, since I'm practiced doing that.
Yeah. I think a lot of us strive to have a big goal and strive to do something that maybe isn't something we actually want to do, but we think we should be doing that. So it's great that you've just said, I'll let it go and see what comes up for me.
Yeah, because I mean, seriously, I mean, I'd been there. I mean, even before that, I mean, okay, I need to make up the thing, and I'm like running all over the place. It's not that I'm not busy now. It's just that in here, it's just calmer.
Yeah.
You see?
Yeah.
And getting stressed out, and oh my God,
Yeah.
all those things.
So what would be your advice for the younger Anu?
With my younger Anu, okay, I have to tell you, I have my younger Anu sitting in my vision board right there. I look at her and I have deep respect for her. She went through a lot. Just continue being with me, because seriously, every time I create that artwork or whatever, I feel like that younger Anu. I want to be that. I want to be that more and more. That's the release I got, at 42. Okay. By that time, I was already going through a lot of pain and, a lot of physical pain, which I was causing myself. So 42, when I started painting, that younger Anu slowly started coming up. And I tell her that, hang on, let's have some more fun.
Love that.
In life. Let's see how long.
And on that fantastic note, how can people best connect with you?
3aminspirations.com. How about that? And I'm pretty active on social medias, you can see. So yeah, so you can come to 3 a.m. Inspirations there too. I have a 3 a.m. Inspirations on Instagram. And Insta, I'm Anu Creates Art. Simple as that. Anu Creates Art. Come reach me. I would love to have a chat, and let's have fun. Let's create. Let's co-create magic together.
Love that. Thank you, Anu, for being
Thank you.
today and on the YouTube, and look forward to connecting with you again soon.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Okay.
Well, I really hope you enjoyed this latest recording of the Make It Happen series, and I'd love you to subscribe to our podcast channel, or if you're watching this on our YouTube channel, just click the subscribe button. We'd love you to continue hearing and seeing more of our Make It Happen interviews. If you're not a member of Costa Women yet, but you're a woman who is living in Spain or a woman who is thinking about moving to Spain, do come and join us at costawomen.com. It's completely free to join. In the meantime, I look forward to sharing more Make It Happen interviews with you. Bye for now.